Because taxi driving can be a bit of a monotonous job, I thought I'd spice things up a bit by using a Monopoly board. Wherever I land on this board, I have to pick a taxi rank either on or near that location. I rank as normal, wait for a passenger and take them to wherever they wish to go. However, as soon as I get the passenger to their destination, I turn my taxi light off, have another roll of the dice on this board, and whichever property I land on, I then repeat the cycle. The objective of the game is to complete the board within a single shift. Hopefully I don't get a Heathrow, because it's going to be a long old drive.
I'm going full Simon Wilson. Let's do this. There's the start. Obviously, I'm going to be a car. I'm very glad I can't land on Old Kent Road, because I don't know if there's a rank anywhere near the Old Kent Road. Whitechapel, that's going to be awful, so is Elephant and Castle. So I'm hoping we just skip that with a bit of luck. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, chance. Get out of jail free. Now that's handy, because I don't really fancy going to any of the jails in London. Where next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whitehall. Well, that's really lucky because Whitehall's down there. So I've got to go find my nearest rank, which I'm thinking is going to be the Corinthia Hotel. So let's get started. Let's go to the Corinthia.
Now, it takes me 4 minutes to get to the nearest rank on Whitehall. Luckily, I cut down past Great Scotland Yard, past the Civil Service Club, and out onto Whitehall Place so I can join the rank. And behind the rank, I join friend and colleague, Eddie.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
All right.
You might have seen Eddie in the recent Beta Squad video where they try and hail a couple of taxis to take them to Newcastle, giving the winning taxi £5,000 on top of the metered fare.
75, you know.
Oh, okay.
My kid's the same age.
So, Eddie and I have a bit of a chinwag outside the Corinthia, and within 10 minutes, I get this job that's going over to the Mandarin Oriental.
Some road closures to add there. Piccadilly underpass eastbound is shut, hence all that traffic in the Knightsbridge area. The Admiralty Arch westbound, which would have really helped on that journey, was shut. So a lot of traffic, of course, in Whitehall, Northumberland Avenue, all of that stuff. Let's put my get out of jail free card there. We might need that. Yes. Right, where was I? Whitehall. There we go. You might notice there's other things on there, electric company, waterworks. What are those? Well, if we land on them, you can soon find out. And of course, taxis, what am I going to do about those? Again, we'll find out. Northumberland Avenue, they're kind of obviously one and the same, really. There's not a rank on Northumberland Avenue, so that'd be going back to the Corinthia again. Downing Street, this stuff is more West Endy. That'd be nice to get there, because it's kind of Covent Garden, just on the edge of the city, really. Vine Street, there is no rank. That's like a really stupid short street. And there is no such thing as Marlborough Street. That's a great Marlborough Street. Bow Street is Covent Garden. High Holborn. It'd be really nice to be able to get over into the city, I think, because that'd be a big chunk sort of out the way. So let's see how we do. 3. That is not good. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. You mean I've got to go all the way back just to go to Downing Street? I'm just thinking about the closures, because that's not going to be nice. That is not nice. Even getting out of here is not good. Downing Street is, of course, on Whitehall again. Now, I'm probably going to come in from the south, because if you come from the north, I've either got to go through Trafalgar Square or I've got to go through Admiralty Arch, and that looks pretty painful through there. I think Birdcage Walk is still shut, so I might have to go very far south by coming along Victoria Street and ended up by Westminster Abbey and coming up through Parliament Square that way. That's made my day a lot longer. It would have been nice to actually get a bit more around the board, but there you go. They're them rules. We're nearly 2 o'clock, so one job done.
Now, whilst I'm battling back against the traffic to get to Whitehall again, it's a great chance to introduce the sponsor of today's video, YFood. I have no idea how long this Monopoly challenge might last. I could be out here all night. So, that's why I love YFood, because I always put a premium on my health and diet. And YFood allows me to get optimum nutrition and knowing that I'm going to be full and sustained, and also without even having to leave the cab. That's why they're a game changer to either keep in your bag, keep in the cab, or keep in the fridge at home. Now, there's a ton of flavours on the YFood website, but the classic I'm going back to is the cold brew coffee flavour. It's morning right now, and this has got 100 milligrams of caffeine in it. So not only am I covering my breakfast needs, I'm getting a little bit of a buzz to be able to get me through this long filming process. Now, normally you can get 10% off site-wide using my code TAXI-YouTube or the link down below. On October the 9th and the 10th, you'll be able to get 20% off site-wide. It's very rare that they do such a generous deal like this, so it's a great time to stock up and get your fridge full. Use the link down below, head to the website and go absolutely nuts with that. Right, now let's continue on with the rest of this journey. Picking a slightly different rank from before, I go just across the road to the Royal Horse Guards Hotel. I sit here for about 3.5 minutes before I get a job to the Tower of London. Kind of only one way of doing this, and of course that is along the River Thames, meaning that we have to go past the cycle superhighway and sit in all that traffic. Get ourselves out onto Northumberland Avenue, you're left into Victoria Embankment, forward Upper Thames Street, forward Lower Thames Street, and just ride it on through until we hit the Tower of London. It takes me just over 24 minutes, and I'm feeling kind of lucky because when I see this big pile of taxis at the Tower of London rank, it could have been a lot longer getting this job.
A bit of a painful route, but we're not too far off course, which is nice. Some wonderful Americans from the state of California. Never been to London before. I'm spending 7 days here before doing a nice cruise around Scotland and Ireland. In fact, they're probably going to be in Glasgow when I'm up there. So I said, I will see you in Glasgow. They were very, very nice people. Hopefully we can get through more of this board. That's my get out of jail free card. So we got to Downing Street. Oh, not even... We're over a quarter of the way through the board. Now, ideally, one of these would be great. One of these would be even better. Aldwych would be fantastic, because I can super easily get there. And there's a rank on Aldwych. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I can get any of the up to there. Aldwych. Can't do Marylebone, which is nice, because that's miles away. So this is Covent Garden area, West End. I'm wanting Strand, Aldwych. Fleet Street would be fantastic. Holborn would be nice. Yes, looking good. That's a 9. That was really crap mental calculation there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, a chance. Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't be like go backwards or something like that. Advance to Trafalgar Square. If you collect $200. Right. I don't want to upset the board, I'm afraid. It says go to Trafalgar Square. I have to go to Trafalgar Square.
Now, there's not a rank at Trafalgar Square, but I have 2 or 3 options as ranks that are nearby. You've got Suffolk Place. There's a tiny 2-cab rank right by the Embassy of the Philippines. So that could be an option, but I could be there a very long time because it's on a little side street, pokey street.
Charing Cross Road. There isn't a rank on Trafalgar Square, otherwise I'm going to be back down Whitehall again.
Or, as an alternative, and very close to Trafalgar Square,
Charing Cross Station would be probably the closest to Trafalgar Square, and it's not on this board.
So, let's head there. I head excitedly along Upper Thames Street westbound, and thankfully it abides by that age-old rhyme that exists in London of east to west is best. There's a little bit of filming going on here on Savoy Place, just outside the Institute of Engineering and Technology, before I make my way up Savoy Hill and left onto the Strand. Now, there's actually a few portions to the Charing Cross rank. There's a feeder portion here outside of McDonald's on the Strand, but in quieter times, and especially in the afternoon, that feeder generally doesn't get used. And then you have to go into the forecourt, and there's a little bit within the bollards here, right by the Eleanor Cross statue. Now, this is actually a replica of the original Eleanor Cross. These were erected in various locations across the country in memory of Eleanor of Castile, wife of King Edward I, brought her body back to London for a burial in Westminster Abbey, and the nightly stopping points across the country where her body laid in rest, they put up these Eleanor crosses. I'm super lucky that as I turn up, the guy at the front of the rank gets a job and he's straight off. So I'm only waiting a couple of minutes before I get this job going up to Euston. You know, it's always a bit of a conundrum here whether you turn left or right out of the forecourt, because you can go left, but then you've got to go around King Charles I Island, and that had been quite heavy with traffic at the time of filming. And then, of course, you've got to go up Charing Cross Road, and that can be quite slow as well. So I take the right, and I go up the Aldwych and the Kingsway, and fortunately enough, that flows pretty well for us. It's a little bit slow on Bedford Way, right by the Royal National Hotel, but eventually clears up by the time we get to Ensley Gardens, and I can drop neatly at Euston Station. Even Euston Station's looking quite busy in terms of the amount of cabs there and not enough passengers. So I head over the road to Gordon Street and get ourselves a roll over there.
That wasn't a bad run, that one. I was quite surprised by the traffic, actually, how quickly I flew up there. And it was only once I got to Bedford Way I got stuck in a bit of traffic. So I've only done 3 routes. Chance. There's me get out of jail free card. Community chest. Where's the dice? Can't do Aldwych. Busted. Don't want Fenchurch Street Station, because that's getting across into the city. That's going to be a nightmare. Leicester Square, much of the same. There is a rank there. Coventry Street, much the same as Leicester Square. That's kind of Wardour Streets. They're both the same. Piccadilly, I could go rank at Fortnum and Mason. Shaftesbury. So this is all real West End territory. Waterworks is the Iron Lung, if we get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can go right out to Bond Street. It says ranks there, ranks there, ranks there. 11. Oh, hello. All right. Yo. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oxford Street. Simples. Well, it gives me lots of options then. That's very easy. And ranks on Oxford Street generally move quite well. Bosh, away we go.
Now, pre-COVID, on the western end of Oxford Street, there used to be a lot of taxi ranks along there. Basically, all the big department stores. So you got M&S, Selfridges, Debenhams and John Lewis. However, since they've widened the pavements, there's no longer one outside of John Lewis. Debenhams has shut down, so all I've got is M&S and Selfridges. Selfridges moves pretty well, so I'm thinking I'm going to head there. Just over 17 minutes to get to Selfridges, and I'm really fortunate actually to find space on the back of the rank. Even when the streets are really busy and there's lots of jobs going, or even if it's quiet, Selfridges is always quite oversubscribed. Just 5 minutes or so of waiting, and I get this job here. They want to go to Mount Street. Now, normally, I'd probably be a bit annoyed if I'd ranked up and get a short job to Mount Street. You know, you gladly take it, but you think, oh, would have been nice to have something a bit longer. But in the context of the Monopoly challenge, it couldn't get any better because I'm still within that west area of London. And remember, most of the properties on the Monopoly board are kind of in the West Endy bit, Westminster of London. So I drop them off, and I'm in with a fighting chance of actually getting this board done within my shift. Let's go to the Mews and have another roll.
And a grand old sum of £7.40. That was our shortest, quickest fare so far. Time to roll the dice in the alley. We're on Mount Row. This is such a stupid idea. Well, at least we're on this final stretch here, which is fantastic. Tempting fate by saying that we've got through this unscathed. I was just fearful of the start, because at the start you've got Whitechapel Road, Elephant and Castle. If I'd have ranked there at 1 o'clock, what time now is 10 past 4, I think I'd probably still be there now if I ended up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could potentially finish in this role, right? Bond Street we're quite close to. Luckily we're close to all of these, so apart from Liverpool Street, we don't really want Liverpool Street. What do we ideally want? I mean, Park Lane would be fantastic. I mean, going around the board would be fantastic. That's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. receive 100, or take a bus ticket. We'll see what the bus ticket says. Advance to any space on this side of the board, including corners. It's going to be one of those, basically. I think what we'll do then, just to make this game a bit more interesting and possibly make it last a bit longer, we'll go to Park Lane. How about that? I've got to find a rank on Park Lane. I could do just outside the Grosvenor House. They've got a little rank there. The only one that's actually on Park Lane. It says Park Lane, so I'm going to have to sit there, I think. Could be a little while waiting, but we'll give it a go.
Park Lane. Wow. Again, it's just luck that my job's ended up in the West. So we head out onto Park Lane, and I'm going to go onto the Grosvenor House rank. Now, it's amazing because some of these ranks I never touch. Like, I just don't touch taxi ranks. But I'm here for a minute and I get a job. Like, it's probably better than driving round. And it's the uncertainty of driving a taxi that it looks like some of these drivers are waiting on taxi ranks for ages. But it's because there's always a constant supply of taxis coming on through. These people just want to go to the Central Park Hotel, Queensborough Terrace. Now, I always remember Queensborough Terrace because some of those get a bit confusing over that way. I just think, right, Central Park, New York, Queens, well, Queens is like a borough or area within New York. Annoyingly, Central Park isn't within Queens, but I combine the two together, Queens Borough, Central Park. So it's kind of my little New York themed street. So that way, you can never forget it. Now, because I don't rank on Park Lane that often, I'm thinking, I've just got to go down Park Lane and get the slip road. Forgetting that the slip road is actually quite far down. I have to get to the very bottommost slip road. Kind of in line with Curzon Street, Curzon Gate. No biggie, and it just heads us back up. We make our way up Park Lane, around Marble Arch, along Bayswater Road, through Lancaster Gate and into Bayswater Road, get out right into Queensborough Terrace and drop them off here. Is this going to be the final moment where I can complete the Monopoly board? Let's give this a go.
1, 2, 3, 4 or more. 5. The game is done. 4, 5. I am not going to the Old Kent Road. That's been Monopoly inside of the taxi. I'm going to go to work. To give you a sense of what my work is like, I'll leave one of my shift videos on screen for you to watch now.